Rahsheen, run us through this HTC Sense thing
Yeah.
now. I heard bits and pieces of it, but what's HTC got going on with
Well,
HTCSense.com?
what they're doing is actually kind of disturbing to me as an Android, as a member of Team Android. It's basically HTCSense.com is going to be kind of like the Apple, I think it's Mobile Me or something like that, where you can go online and locate your phone and make it set off an alarm if you lose it and things like that. But
Okay.
basically, it's part of an initiative that HTC is doing to kind of take over Android. They don't want HTC to be seen as just a skin on Android. They want HTC Sense to be seen as its own thing. Like they don't even want you to call it a Google phone. They want it to be an HTC phone. So it's kind of like a branding thing, and it's kind of something that is kind of disturbing to me because it's also part of that whole Android fragmentation thing. Like
Mm.
it kind of makes me think of the Verizon App Store thing that they're doing. It's kind of along those same lines. So, but they haven't even got the site up yet, from what I understand.
What bugs me a lot about that is what you bring up about the Verizon stuff. Now, I think the whole lock your phone, track your phone. I think that's great. I think that those kind of options are really good.
Yeah.
But when you try to overtake something, and this is where Android's running into some problems right now, is that when you have so much freedom within the operating system to kind of do what you want with it, what can happen a lot of times is that it's giving a lot of freedom back to the carriers. This is where iPhone, as much as I'm not an iPhone fan, but this is where iPhone has really taken off, is that from day one they've said, Apple is going to control the phone. And this is what Google really should have done with Android. And at some point, Android is probably, or Google rather, is probably going to have to stand up and say, okay, that's enough. Now, if you want to run Android, you can do this, this, and this, but that's the end of what you can do because completely taking away that branding. Verizon is doing that in a couple of different ways.
It's weird because Google just got sued by, what is it, Skyhook, and that was pretty much Google trying to have some type of
Yeah,
control over
Skyhook.
what's going on the phones and what they're going to authorize. So now they're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because
Right.
it's being touted as an open platform, but that's gonna in the end, in the long run, that can mess everything up. But then when they try to have some type of standards as to who can use it, then people are gonna say, "Oh, Google's being evil." So I don't know how this thing is gonna pan out. I mean, I hope it works out in my favor. I'm gonna choose C and go with the Google TV. I don't know. I mean, you know what though? After seeing the recent stuff about the Air, what I can't remember what it's called, but where you can watch things over the air through your Apple TV and how like Apple kind of pulled one over on everybody. I don't know. I don't know now if I would prefer a Google TV, Apple TV, or the Boxy Box.
I'm busted on this one. Um, Apple TV for me, and mind you, I am not an Apple fanboy. I use an Apple keyboard. I am a huge fanboy for their keyboards because they have the best keyboards in the market. Um, However, here's my thing. What I primarily want is a way to be able to watch Netflix seamlessly on my. I have a 42-inch HD that sits back there somewhere. I want a way to seamlessly watch my Netflix on that. Right now, it requires me to um, hook it up through a laptop, and my laptop that I have it running through is that I am not. I don't have HDMI on it, and so it's not HD. I'm running it through or an S video cable, which looks like crap. Doesn't utilize the TV to its full ability, so I really don't like that. Apple came onto the market with this $99 box, and the only thing that it does is it streams stuff. And then I realized, well, that's all I really want to do, and maybe I fell into the Steve Jobs force field there for a minute, but that really is, I think, all I want to do. I want to stream Netflix. I also want to take my DVD collection that I have ripped to MP4 format, and I want to be able to stream it through iTunes to it. And then it's the other thing which they came out with, which Rahsheen started to talk about, is that what's and I don't remember what it's called either. I want to say it's AirPlay or something like that. But basically, if you're watching something on your, if I pick up my iPod Touch and I'm watching something on this, or I'm listening to something on this, I can send it over to my Apple TV, and it's going to come right through my home theater system. I dig that. I dig that a lot. Ray asks, what do we think about YouTube live streaming? I have to be completely honest here and say this. I think that right now it's nowhere near its full potential. I think that it's a real shame that everything that I have seen so far has been completely corporate. I think that there is no way in hell that it's going to kill off other platforms yet. And I also think that it is finally going to throw some competition into the market against things like livestream.com. But it's going to be more on the, for lack of a better term, the professional level. That's what I think. I may be wrong, but that's what I think. Tony Hawk had a YouTube stream the other day, 100 live viewers. Pretty cool, but not for nothing. Robert Scoble had a Ustream thing the other day that had 4,000 live viewers. So, is it a big enough deal?
My thing about it is, and YouTube is Google, right? So their goal is to get eyeballs. So they just came out with that grant program where they're giving the best producers on YouTube like money to keep producing. I mean, they're doing that so that people will keep watching YouTube. You know, they're bringing in this live stuff. I don't think their direction is to go down to the level where something like Vocal or Ustream or Justin TV is at. They want free quality content. So if they let these brands, you know, do live streaming on YouTube, you know, they're going to get that free quality content that they want, and they're going to get those eyeballs that they want. Maybe in the long run, they might possibly, you know, be on the level of, you know, letting me live stream from my bathroom, but I doubt it. I don't know if that's the direction they're going. I think this is going to remain an extension of their partner program that they already have in place.
Well, and the fact of it is, it's brought some good quality stuff. There's a guy that I watch almost everything that he does. He's called Wheezy Waiter. Hilarious, and I don't know where he's making his money, but I know that his full-time job is YouTube now, and so I don't know if he's part of that partner program or what, but you know, there is some good quality programming out there, and I think that it is another in, maybe we didn't need another platform, but it's there, and it's able to be used, and a lot of people already use it, so why not? But again, I don't think it's going to kill Ustream. I don't think it's going to kill Justin TV. It's certainly not going to. It's certainly not going to touch things like Vocal, because Vocal is another platform entirely. It is. You can do things with this, like what you see here with the overlays and things like that. You can do things here that you can't do on YouTube live stream. So I honestly don't think that it's much in the way of competition for hardly anything right now, other than to say it's another option within an already heavily flooded market.